One of the 4 AIs in this video coded the game you're watching. I'll have ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Grok each spend 2 hours competing to recreate Minecraft from scratch. They'll handle everything: the code, textures, sound effects, world generation, and new ideas to improve the game. I think 3/4 of people don't realize the level of AI today. Maybe except for this one, which we'll test, which is, well, the goal is to find out if an AI is capable of creating a functional game. At the end of the video, we'll see which is the most serious or creative. I'll share how much each AI cost me. Spoiler, it's hundreds of euros. Pushing things this far gets expensive. I'll explain in 30 seconds how I'll do this so you understand the experiment, even if you don't know anything about coding. There won't be any code in this video. The goal is for them to work independently. That's not what we'll judge. I use a program called Cursor, not sponsored, which lets me code with the latest AI models. It features top AIs and gives them full control without my intervention. They'll be able to create folders, files, code inside them, install online tools, or even run commands in my PC's console. We're going to trust them. Here, I have a chat window that lets me communicate with the AI to give it my instructions, and I can select here which AI I want to use. We'll start the first version of the game with ChatGPT since it's the most well-known, but it's not always the most efficient for coding. I'll paste my prompt, which should help us make an easily modifiable Minecraft game base. Pause if you're interested. Then I'll have 2 hours to iterate and give feedback to the AI, pushing the game as far as possible to see what we achieve. Okay, the AI took 10 minutes to plan and suggest a V1. The blocks and sky are recognizable, but the lighting is off, everything is black. Also, the controls are reversed, though you can't see that. When I move, you can see the sky change color. There must be a day-night system. He added that without me even suggesting it. Let's ask him to fix the lighting, guys. I'm dying. AI is cool because you can watch its thought process and see what it's doing in real time. To fix the black screen, I'm adding a headlamp. No light, no problem. But a headlamp, that's its new suggestion. Fortunately, it didn't stop at the headlamp solution. And honestly, now it's getting really interesting. We already have a real Minecraft world. It created the textures with code. They're not the most stylish, but since it can't download from the internet, it made them itself. And there's a bit of style. Obviously, I can break and place blocks. No, it works well. And then the lighting system is so functional that we have real dynamic shadows. You can see the sun moving, and it makes the shadows move on the ground. Honestly, when I see that in such a short time it's already done this, I think we're going to go really, really far. Plus, there aren't any bugs so far. I honestly thought there would be a lot of problems and glitches because I figured it would be badly coded. Maybe behind the scenes it is badly coded, that's very likely, but visually it's smooth. I'm curious if she can enhance the textures so the grass appears real and the foliage is transparent. In this video, we'll see that AIs can do anything. You can't see it due to editing, but the AI actually takes 5-15 minutes between each version. So, the textures have really been reworked, once again only with code. We went from this to this, and honestly it's clean, it's taking shape really quickly. I know it won't be the case with some other AIs, but here we're making progress. The day-night system works well and adds atmosphere, showing how important lighting is in games. Even with poor textures, good lighting makes a big difference. And fun fact? I don't know if you remember flashlight that she was talking about, but actually she really added it. Look, you can see that if I get close to a wall, the player emits a light, and that's interesting. You can see that in a serious project. It's very important to understand what the AI is doing. If I hadn't read her notes, I wouldn't have known she tried that. We can now say the world isn't infinite, but we'll have her address that later, possibly by creating biomes. Next, I want to test if she can recreate the Minecraft interfaces, the inventory, pause menu, health bar, and hunger bar. While we're at it, we'll also ask her to make the blocks we break drop and appear in the hotbar. It's funny because when I make a big request like that, ChatGPT can ask me questions to refine my request. Here, he wants to know how faithfully we need to recreate Minecraft's inventory, like for example, if we need to reproduce the item stacking system. Well listen bro, be as faithful as possible. New version of our game, we have a hotbar, a health bar, and a hunger bar. I was really curious to see how he would draw the hearts and the meat drumsticks, and honestly, it's not dumb at all. He made things easier for himself, but it looks pretty clean and straightforward. We also have an inventory, same thing, it's very simple, but you can recognize Minecraft's art style. Let's try breaking some blocks. Okay, nice, it makes them drop and float in the air so we can pick them up, and oh, okay. He made little item textures, they show up in the inventory, it's actually pretty cute. Plus, I can move them wherever I want, you can even split them with a right click, just like in the real game. There's also wood, dirt, stone. No, okay, and I think it should stay. The escape menu? Yeah, not bad. The buttons are very Minecraft. Well done. Wait, he actually took the liberty of adding an options submenu. You can even change your FOV. I love it. I think honestly, a lot of people seeing this will realize just how quickly you can create prototypes. With AI, I mean prototypes, since AI often causes security issues and bugs. We might see some of those. Let's keep testing ChatGPT by asking it to create a full terrain generation system. I want to have biomes, rivers, caves. It asked me a question and renamed its mission to Ambitious World Gen. I think it understood that I had high expectations, and here's what it gave me after 5 minutes. It's interesting, really impressive. The world is infinite, there are mountains, it's pretty organic, so yeah, no, it's just a bit weird. The transitions from one biome to another, there aren't really transitions from one chunk to another. Actually, there's water and I can swim, and if I break blocks, it spreads. Honestly, it's pretty smart. It already made the water behave more intelligently. I thought it would just create a water block, that it would be as simple as that. If we keep walking around, we see there are flowers, for example, that we can have fun dropping. It's interesting, but honestly, let's not kid ourselves. Overall, it's still a bit ugly. I'm going to try one last time to ask it to improve the transitions between the biomes, just to make it a bit smoother. There you go. It took 10 minutes, but this time it's actually much better. You can see that the biomes look a lot more natural. It even added some blocks. That must be a mud block or something like that. Our water is still here, but it's a bit buggy. Okay, if I place a block, it updates the water and it appears all of a sudden. It cracks me up because it's the same kind of problem that existed in the early versions of Minecraft. There are even caves. Well, there's not a lot of time left. Let's see what we can do. Also, like this, I'd really like us to be able to break the blocks and have them break gradually with cracks. And there should be a hand on the right side of the screen where you can see the animation. Really, just like in Minecraft, when you break a block, well, here, the hand is really buggy. I think it got the direction wrong. It's impressive, but I think other AIs will do better. The breaking effect looks childish, but at least it's there, even without a transition. I'm going to ask it to add pigs to test if they can create animated, intelligent 3D models. The pigs are huge and just need eyes. When I attack them, they fight back, which I didn't expect, but it worked. Now, I have time to test one last thing. It's a creativity test. I'm going to ask it to add whatever it wants to improve the game, and we'll see what it does. Alright, let's go. Let's see. I think I spawned alone. What's that? That's a villager. And if I hit it, it added a little sound effect. Okay, I admit I hadn't tested it with sound. Talk to wandering trader. Okay, let's press F on it. Hi, I've got great deals. Trade uses a coin system, letting you exchange items with a wandering merchant. It's creative. I bought glowing mushrooms with my coins, which is a new addition. There are some new plants, kind of unusual. Same, there are a bunch of SFX. When I break or drop items, honestly, it improves the game, I agree. When I break blocks, there are little 3D particles. It's different from Minecraft's flat particles. It actually makes sense. He added candy blocks, bricks. Okay, I just realized something. Damn, he went far. When you break grass, you get wheat. Well, you have to imagine it's wheat, and that lets you craft forest beer in the inventory. So yeah, you can craft a beer. Alcohol should be consumed in moderation. I didn't think I'd say that in this video. Drinking it lets you temporarily go faster. It's honestly creative. Will other AIs do better? Spoiler, yes. This time we're using Grok, Elon Musk's AI. The one that replies to you on Twitter, can roast you, and has recently been involved in several controversies. I'm not too optimistic about its coding skills, but they did make Grok code for that. Let's paste the prompt and see what happens. I did warn you. Black screen shows loader, world change, voxel, but nothing loads. It's only version 1, so don't be pessimistic. Please fix this. Ah, now I have a visible result. Damn, it's like night and day. ChatGPT and Grok, it's some kind of weird voxel world that I can run. I can still place and break blocks. I don't want to take that away from it. You can see the idea. Dirt, stone, and grass, but it used its knowledge to place everything. I'll see what I can do next. We'll ask it to create a large terrain with real generation and make sure the player spawns visibly inside it in first person. That's the foundation and the goal. You can see in the top left the ambition it showed with all it claimed to integrate. But there's just blue sky now. It's even worse than before. Let's try again and describe the issue to see if it improves. Oh, never mind. No. It just made a test to check if the 3JS rendering system works. Honestly, we're in trouble. I'm not going to push it further. If Grok can't do it, we'll disqualify it and use Gemini, Google's AI. I asked it to switch tools since it was off track. This result is a bit better and lets us move around. We'll make one last request to turn this into a real Minecraft game with real textures. After seeing the result, I'll decide what to do next since it's already been 30 minutes. This will be its best version. Honestly, it officially looks like Minecraft this time, but don't think it's your internet connection that's lagging. The game really is running at 2 FPS. It must have made some really bad optimizations. It's unplayable. I can't imagine what would happen if I asked it to add animals or biomes. We're just at AI 2 of 4, but I think we've already found who's coming in last. The two AIs that are left are supposed to be the best today. Personally, I use Claude to help me with my projects because it's really good, but its main competitor is Gemini, Google's AI. I've never tried it, so let's see how good it is. I copy-paste the same prompt and send it. This is definitely my longest generation yet. The editor can show how many minutes the first version took, but at least there are no bugs so far. Well, it's very simplistic, the textures are fairly polished, there's some detail and you can place and break blocks, but the lighting really isn't great. The shadows fall on the faces of the blocks, so you can't really see the boundaries of the mountains. I think the first thing we're going to ask is for it to redo the lighting system and maybe make the world bigger. There you go, that was quick. This time you can see the blocks better and the shadows are a bit better. It's still a bit buggy. I'm going to climb a tower to see what the landscape looks like. Keep in mind that this is just a base. We're really going to push it to the limit. It's just that the timer is moving pretty fast, honestly. I'm going to ask him to put all his energy into improving the visual rendering of the game, making better shadows, better textures, and even work on the sky. Add clouds like that. It'll look less like a prototype. There you go, that's my pick. The textures look great and the cubic clouds make the sky very Minecraft. He's on fire, but the shadows are still rough with visible triangles. He hasn't smoothed them out. I notice placed dirt looks different from natural dirt. Now, things are getting interesting. I immediately ask him to make the world infinite and add biomes, along with everything they include. I think it'll take him at least 15 or 20 minutes with all the tasks I gave him. It took a while, but now we can explore the world. He also created several new block variants. So there are mushrooms too, but he didn't handle the model well, it's a bit buggy. There are flowers too, and I like that because he refined the details, it looks really full. And honestly, you can really recognize the Minecraft biomes. Here, it almost looks like I installed a mod. Seriously. The generation is totally different now. Some areas still look weird, like Minecraft's Farlands, desert with bushes, so it's buggy, but it's the effort that matters. There's the water we wanted. I won't ask for caves this time, let's see if it made any anyway. I'm mining beneath myself. Ah, he added coal ores, so we might as well add crafting next. We'll do that soon, but first I'm curious how he'll add interfaces. Unlike ChatGPT, he has an inventory bar, etc. Well, he took the risk of making real hearts and real meat drumsticks. And even the item textures in the inventory are clean. I think in terms of drawing, he's doing way better. But wait, welcome. On Gemini Craft, he actually put a freaking boss bar. I feel like I'm on a Minecraft server where they installed a plugin to display text at the top of the screen. He's crazy. The inventory is way better than what ChatGPT did. There's a crafting slot and even a real 3D model of the player styled like Steve that rotates and you can move it. And that's the escape menu. Same thing, I'll show you the real Minecraft escape menu for comparison, but it's really well recreated even though I didn't show him any references. Did he go even further by creating submenus? No, that still wouldn't make sense. He's just too good. When it comes to the interface, I want to see how far he can go in terms of complexity. I'll ask him to make a menu for game stats and more importantly, an achievements menu in a tree format like Minecraft, which I find impressive. An iconic thing from Minecraft, by the way. Don't hesitate to get this achievement. 70% of you don't have it. And then basically, you'll put a subscribe to Awin's channel there. That's it. That's the idea. That's the statistics menu he added. It's not crazy, but it's functional. You can track your distance, place blocks, and more. I'm most interested in the achievements. He actually made real ones, which is impressive. Builder. Place 50 blocks. We're going to try to get some achievements. Okay, so let's place a bunch of blocks. Here we go. Yes, we got the achievement that pops up in the top left. It's simple, but now our game technically has something interesting. Like, at the end, I'll give you the game so you can enjoy checking the achievements. There's little time left. Lastly, I'll ask him to add some mobs to see how he handles it. They're funny, very cartoonish. He did it. He added zombies, skeletons, and even a health bar above them. He clearly enjoyed himself. When I hit them, their eyes turn red, showing they're upset. Very interesting. I didn't expect we'd get this far with Google's AI, but now we're facing the final, even stronger competitor. Quick disclaimer, I'm just having fun coding a full project with AI. And honestly, as a developer, it's convenient to use AI to handle some time-consuming tasks. I've personally seen the evolution of AI in this field for years now. You can't fully trust AI to create a project from start to finish. If you don't pay attention or understand what it's doing, problems can arise. I guarantee you there will be performance issues or more importantly, security problems. If it's a professional project, it can have consequences. End of side note. But just know that AI doesn't replace a developer. You should see it as a tool. Let's wrap up with what I believe is currently the most powerful and expensive AI for coding. I'm confident we can achieve something amazing with it. I give it the usual prompt again so it can choose its tools and we're off. But wow, the first version is already advanced. There's an infinite world. So, okay, it looks like I installed X-Ray just like that because there's a little bug where the sides of the blocks are transparent. It's also missing some shadows, but this gives you a first idea. I ask it to fix that. Okay, it's done. There are even biomes. I didn't ask it to add those yet. There's a hotbar and textures that really resemble Minecraft. It also has a day-night system like ChatGPT. There's snow on top of the mountains. I love it. And listen, since it seems capable of creating beautiful things, we're going to lean into that. What I meant is that now its mission is going to be to create the most beautiful game possible by making something like the shaders you find in Minecraft. I want moving foliage, dynamic water, all that stuff. I want to see what it's capable of doing. It's funny, I see that it's making a little to-do list that it will check off as it works, because I think this is easily going to take 20 minutes. It described all the new features to me, and there seem to be a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have little sun rays. When you look at the sun, the tree foliage ripples. It's like magical trees floating around. I have to admit, it really went all out. It adds atmosphere. Take the sky, for example. The clouds look impressive and realistic. I'll walk around and show you the before and after. You can see all the added details that make the game look great. I can switch it to night mode. It works well. There's water as requested. It's nice, but not special. Honestly, I find it a bit buggy. I'll ask him to fix it soon. This time it's truly original and stands out from Minecraft. Still can't swim yet though. We'll see if we can add that before the end. It's my comparison point before trying other things. I want him to add some interfaces. I'm not stopping here since he's handling things well. I'll ask him to add a block breaking system with cracks in crafting. Also, we have our winner for the health and hunger bars, right? He drew it well, and the inventory is well designed. Like Gemini, he recreated the player in 3D and it follows the mouse cursor, though it's a bit big. Also, as I mentioned, we should be able to craft. Yeah, I can make and place a crafting table. Does it work? Yes, we get a bigger crafting interface and I feel like I can do anything. We can make a pickaxe, let's make a pickaxe, and finally, if I break blocks, we get those famous cracks before it drops. Next, I want him to redesign the lighting system to be more beautiful and dynamic. As I said, in a game, lighting is everything, you know? We can even ask him to add torches so we can really see how it works, especially at night. Here we go. This is what we get. Better shadows. I spawn with a torch in my hand. Already you can see that if I hold it in my hand, it gives off light naturally. You know what? We'll wait until night for better visuals, and placing it will help you navigate. That was a small addition before testing a big new system. Tell him to add structures to the game like castles, villages, temples, like what you can find in Minecraft. I even want him to fill them with something. We'll see what he does. It's done. I asked him to add an admin menu in the escape menu to teleport to the nearest structures, since walking to find them was a hassle. Here's a naturally generated castle. He made a brick block and shaped it like a castle. It may sound repetitive, but I'm impressed. I thought he'd struggle and make some weird random structures that wouldn't look like anything. Instead, everything is consistent. A red carpet to a throne room, a chest, and another chest with items inside. He really went all out. We get actual items now. By finding these structures, you can access chests. On screen, I'm showing the added structures, including houses, libraries, and fields in the villages. The desert temples, which, just like in Minecraft, have a secret room underneath with chests, and also the jungle temples that blend into the scenery. We can say it, he really nailed it here. With the time left, I think I can ask him for 2 major features, starting with the easiest. Adding various mobs like animals, monsters, and horses, so we can ride horses. I do what I want. Let's see if we can throw him off with that. I can't wait to see it. Wow. I'm done for. Wait, the sharks. They're coming out of the water. The sharks can fly now. Help. So, I can hit them, it makes them turn red, but okay, I think they're able to come out of the water, it makes them kind of magical. Other than that, I feel like there are a lot of different mobs and there's a walking animation, everything you need is there. I think that's the horse. Damn, the shark is still following me. Yeah, I can ride it and control it, that's the horse. You move fast with it. There are creepers too, of course. Well, they don't explode, right? I'm hurrying a bit, there's very little time left. As ChatGPT, I want to do one last prompt. A creativity test, asking it to add anything to improve the game. We have the final version. It already added a menu. This is the first AI to make Cloudcraft. Let's play. Okay, I see there's a minimap that shows the world. I think it even displays the mobs. Like in green, those must be passive mobs, and in red, the aggressive ones. It feels like I installed a mod in Minecraft here. Well, let's check out all the new features. On the water, I'm not sure. What it added is either seaweed or lily pads, and you can swim. There's a blur effect, you can see the arms moving. It's almost better than Minecraft, right? Well, except for the little bugs where you can see the chunk borders underwater. That's not very nice. I'm just wandering around a bit, you know? But apparently there are caves and ravines. There are little decorative elements like mushrooms. Oh, I just realized something too. He added sound effects for breaking and placing blocks. Nice touch. Ah, I died. So there's fall damage, and importantly, a death screen. He finished the game, and I'm walking around to show the final result. If you look up, there's a rainbow and birds flying. There are some great ideas here. Minecraft could learn from them. It's impressive, but spoiler. It cost me quite a bit of money to do this, because yeah, the AIs I use, I have to pay for each use. I'll quickly show you how much it cost me for each AI. I think it's interesting to compare the economic aspect as well, as you can see here. Every time I use an AI, it costs tens of cents and sometimes a few euros for large prompts. Prices vary between AIs, with the most powerful and in-demand ones being the most expensive. Here's a tip. Choose your AI based on task difficulty. Sometimes using the best AI isn't necessary. My first project with ChatGPT only cost 9 euros, which was affordable. This failed project with Grok cost me 30 cents. Honestly, I'd be upset if it cost me more. This project with Gemini cost me 51 euros, and finally this project with Claude cost me 105 euros.